Mackenzie Johnston with Livestock Digital Daily, bringing you your October 4th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by AgRisk Advisors. They help you manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With over 20 years of experience, AgRisk Advisors provides honest and transparent advice. They provide insurance solutions that help you minimize risk and maximize profitability for your farming operations. They might not be able to make it rain, but they can sure ease the pain. If you want to learn more about pasture, rangeland, forage insurance, go ahead and reach out to AgRisk Advisors. They can help you understand what PRF insurance is all about and everything it can do for your operation. Drovers has reported, according to a new economic report co-authored by livestock economist Glenn Tonsner of Kansas State University and Darrell Peel with Oklahoma State University, ceasing U.S. international beef trade would be an economic catastrophe for America's beef industry, and such actions would cause retail beef to become even more expensive than it is today for American consumers. The report found even a 10% reduction in U.S. beef exports and imports would cause a significant disruption to prices and quantities of both feeder and fed cattle. If this 10% reduction occurred over a decade's time, it would create an economic loss of $12.9 billion to feeder cattle sellers and a $6.8 billion loss to fed cattle sellers. And if you go all in and figure a 100% loss in beef trade over a 10 years time, feeder cattle sellers would experience a loss of $129 billion and fed cattle sellers would experience a loss of $69 billion. According to Tonsner and Peel, it's difficult to overstate the complexity and ever-growing role of beef exports and imports. There's value in both sides of the coin for American cattle producers. The authors found that implied trade prices clearly show the U.S. receives a higher dollar per pound value for exports than it pays for imports, reflecting core differences in product type and the role of each transaction in adding economic value. The report found from 2016 through 2020, the U.S. experienced average annual unprepared beef exports of 2.05 billion pounds at a value of $6.4 billion, which equates to $3.13 per pound. During that same time period, the U.S. imported 2.3 billion pounds of beef at an import value of $5.8 billion, and this equates to $2.52 per pound. These numbers show participation in the global markets provides a net economic gain, according to The Economist. But cattlemen aren't the only ones who benefit from international beef trade. If trade were to go away, retail and food service beef products would become more expensive for American consumers, as I stated at the beginning of this report. Ground beef is a good example of this. Without trade, America would not be able to supply the ground beef market at the size it is today. Or if we did, we would have to grind a lot more expensive lean cuts out of the U.S. domestic supply to make it work. This, of course, would cause the price of ground beef to increase substantially, and it would also take value away from other markets where those lean cuts are currently being used. Through the years, reliance on imported beef has remained fairly steady, but U.S. beef exports have grown increasingly important. According to the U.S. Meat Export Federation, the export value per head slaughtered in 2014 was $300 per head. By November of 2021, that value increased to $400 per head. In closing, Tonsner and Peel said the economic importance of beef exports and imports are substantial and growing with time. Without beef trade, the entire cattle industry would shrink significantly. This update is also sponsored by Circle 5 Cow School. If you want to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is definitely the way to go. Almost every week they're hosting classes somewhere between Texas and Tennessee. They're actually going to be up in Colorado, in Pueblo, Colorado, on October 14th through the 15th. They're going to be hosting a school up there. If you're interested in that, head on over to their website or just head on over to their website to check out their schedule, circle5cowschool.com. That's the number 5 in there, or you can just go ahead and give them a follow on Facebook. Drovers has also reported 2 years after opening its doors, JBS USA has decided to close its plant-based Planterra Foods business located in Denver, Colorado. Operations will be completely shuttered by December 20th, at which time 120 employees are going to be laid off. The timing of this notice seems quite abrupt. Just a week before announcing the closure, the company was touting a food service expansion. JBS still believes in the potential of plant-based options for consumers, and the meat giant remains committed to the alternative protein market. Going forward, the company will focus on its plant-based operations in Brazil and Europe, which continue to gain market share and expand their respective customer bases. So don't you worry, JBS is going to stay in the plant-based market. Our final sponsor for this update is the United States Cattlemen's Association. USCA, they're going to be hosting their 15th annual meeting this December 8th through the 10th in Nashville, Tennessee. A great place to host a meeting. If you want to learn more and get registered, head on over to their website, www.uscattlemen.org. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you all caught a little bit of rain. We caught a little bit here yesterday and it has cooled off. Really enjoying this beautiful fall weather. I will catch you all on Wednesday morning.